Greetings, Carl here. In this month's Society of Advice membership call, you'll hear my conversation with Hal Hershfield about the power of the future self, right? And it's based on his new book that's coming out next month called Your Future Self. Now, the one thing that I took away from this call, there were so many great moments, and each one of these great moments reminded me of one big takeaway for me. And that's the power of the work that you do. Like, it's so incredible. There was all these little moments about concepts and tactics. We even talked about them as righteous tricks to help remind the people that we love, the people that we work with, about the lives they really want to live. Like, to help them close those gaps in their use of capital, how they're using their money and their time and their energy and their attention, how we can help them align their use of money with what's actually really important to them. And all of those little moments throughout the call reminded me of this one big takeaway. Gosh, what a blessing that you get to do this work. I'm so grateful because the people pointing out the window, the people out there need it, right? So as a member of the Society of Advice, you'll get to hear all of those moments that stood out to me, that key takeaway and more on the call. So if you're looking to share the society with a friend, or you're looking to join us, you can do that at thesocietyofadvice.com/membership. That's thesocietyofadvice.com/membership. Talk to you soon, my friends. There's a whole list of things I know I should do. And this is largely where the one thing comes from around here. Like, can we just find one thing?
Yep.
By the end of this call, just like one simple but not easy, one simple thing. And it's really interesting to me that I know for sure there are certain, like not eating sugar. I know for sure. I know for sure going to the gym and moving heavy things around. Like, I know those improve everything about my life.
Yeah.
And during certain periods of my life, they are really, really hard to do. And that's fascinating to me. Like, it's a super age-old problem.
By the way, I think those two examples are great examples because there's not one thing that can solve both of those. Or rather, let me say that differently. There's many things that can solve both of those problems. And I would say, okay, like, what's the one thing? You know, one of the ideas, sorry if I'm jumping around too much.
That's totally fine. That's what we do here.
All right, right on. So one of the ideas that I love that I cover in the book is the idea of rather than sort of attacking the core, go for the side. And what I mean by this, I'll give you the specific case. I have a whole chapter in the book on commitment devices, which are these, fascinating constraints we put on ourselves so we don't mess things up. The reason I've thought of this is because you brought up the sort of food concept. These are some researchers that were working in parallel with, you can think about it as like a Panda Express type of like sort of fast, like not super healthy Asian food. And somebody at Panda Express basically said, I know that the orange chicken is the most popular dish, but it's like loaded with sugar. It's like super high calories, super high fat. It's not healthy for you, but that's the thing everybody wants. And so on the executive side, you say you want your consumers to be healthier, but you're not going to do it by asking them to cut out the orange chicken. So that they come up with this really interesting solution. This is research led by Janet Schwartz, which is don't ask people to stop eating the orange chicken. Ask them if they want a smaller portion of the fried rice that comes alongside of it. And so in other words, if my goal is to eat less orange chicken, that's a hard goal. But if my goal is to consume fewer calories, there's one way to do it, which is the orange chicken. Another way is to say, cut out the side or cut it in half, right? And lots of people take them up on this offer when they're given the chance, which is so funny because it's like the same cost. They're actually spending the same amount and they get half as much. But I can tell myself, this is better for me. And I don't need the full portion.
Yeah. Yeah. We call those things righteous tricks. Just tricks that are in service of the person versus like a bait and switch. And totally. We're always trying to come up with righteous tricks to help people do the thing they know they want to do. Right.
Yeah. I love that term, by the way. I think that's way better than benevolent paternalism.
Yeah. I especially love it because it makes all of us righteous tricksters, and that's all I want to be. Like, if I can just be a righteous trickster for the rest of my life, that's all I care about. Greetings, Carl Richards here. If you enjoyed that little clip that you just watched, you will love the manifesto. I did sort of a crazy thing. I wrote a book. It's a small book called Real Financial Planning, a Manifesto, and it's for you. Right? If you give financial advice for a living, this is your manifesto. The reason I wrote it is because it can be, I'm sure you can relate to this. It can be so hard to remember. Sometimes it's easy just to get beat up about the value you provide as a financial advisor because the financial pornography network and the financial media circus are always talking. And your father-in-law still asks you, what did the market do today? Nobody really understands what you do, right? But I do, and I know you do, and I know your clients do, and I know, I'm pointing out the window, the people out there need you. More people need to know what you do. And the manifesto, the goal of the manifesto is to remind you. Because I know that if you feel confident and excited about your value, you'll be out playing in traffic. If you don't, you'll find places to hide, like another designation or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? So that's what the manifesto is for. So find the link because I'd love to give you a free digital copy of the manifesto. You'll get the entire thing in this beautiful PDF. You'll get access to the audiobook of me reading it. What could be better? And we also did some bonus content in the form of videos for you as well. So find the link. I'd love for you to have it, and I think you'll love it. Cheers, my friends.